Hey YouTube, what is up? How is everybody doing today? I hope your days are going good, and your lives are going even better than that. We are going to be jumping into something a little bit different. I don't know how many of you have seen the original 1997 Berserk. We're going to be reacting to my favourite track, the track that I hear in my head all the time in real life. It's so some of the most emotional scenes in Berserk. Like the remake of it, the movies, and the 2017 make of like the future things that happen after this point in the manga and anime weren't anywhere near as detailed or as good as the original. Berserk is probably one of the most violent anime of all time. It has a lot of rape and death and destruction and killing and demons and things like that. So we're going to jump into this. Before we listen to the song, I'm just going to show you an example of how the most violent anime of all time has some of the most emotional moments in all of anime. We're just going to do like a couple of minutes just so you guys can kind of get a feel for how emotional this series gets, and then we're going to jump into the actual song that I hear in my head almost all of the time when something happens. So let's go.
That's it? He's gone? He didn't even turn around.
Impossible. It was just a fluke. I won't believe it.
You're going to be all right. You just stumbled over a stone in the road. It means nothing. Your goal lies far beyond this, doesn't it? I'm sure you'll overcome this. You'll walk again. Soon.
My life has been an honest one. I have only my pride, and I owe that to Griffith. But I'm changing. There may be a place for me in this man's soul. Not because of what I may receive, but for something of worth I may have for him.
And so you can see just from this couple of minutes that such emotional moments, this song makes the emotional moments what they actually are. And that's really, really important for this whole thing. Without that, the scenes wouldn't have as much meaning towards them, if you know what I'm saying. They would be a little bit less emotional and wouldn't really have that same kind of feel to it. If you don't know what Berserk is an anime and a manga. The manga's been ongoing for like 30 years or something crazy. And there's very rarely chapters coming out. I'm completely up to date with it. I'm on chapter 359. I've been waiting there for like a good year, maybe a little bit more, since the last chapter released. It follows the journey of Guts, who later on becomes the Black Swordsman. Through his life from childhood, getting beaten and taught to use the sword, getting raped for money. Moving on to go to the Band of the Hawk with Griffith, becoming a part of that, and then leaving in a duel with Griffith and defeating him so he can have his freedom, so Guts can find his dream. And then later on, Griffith fucks up, gets tortured, like has his tongue cut out, literally full body torture, and is driven literally insane by that fact as he's rescued a couple of years after that. Guts finally found his dream, where he starts the people who he loves and the people who matter most to him were the Band of the Hawk. And they want to follow him into whatever they want to do with him. Wherever he goes, they want to go him. And then he falls in love with Casca. Casca being another member, like the third commander of the Band of the Hawk, or second commander of the Band of the Hawk. And they fall in love. But soon after, the eclipse happens. Casca, the love of Guts' life, is raped in front of him via Griffith / Femto. Griffith chooses his dream and loses his humanity in order to achieve it, sacrificing the entirety of the Band of the Hawk, raping Casca in front of Guts, and becomes something more. Casca loses her mind. Guts is forced to live with it and to hunt down Femto, Griffith, as the demonic entity that he becomes. And that's where our series begins. There's so much to it. But that's the basic essence. There's so much more to it than that. Just go watch it or read it. You'll really thoroughly enjoy it, I would imagine, man. We're going to jump into this. And that was that, man. Fuck. That song makes me so emotional. I think with music, it's not the fact of genre. Genre doesn't actually matter, in all honesty. You can listen to anything. The reason why this is so special, Berserk is my favourite manga anime of all time. Mostly manga. Manga is much better than the anime. The anime is amazing, probably one of the best anime ever made. The 1997 version, though, not the recent one, is kind of shit. Though it does try to live up to the hype of the manga, but it doesn't quite get there, man. It needs a better adaptation with better animation and things like that, but still. The song is so emotional because it's not a complex melody, it's not a complex thing that you are witnessing. It's just pure emotion. You can tell with the way that it's played on the piano and the way that it builds and builds and builds until it goes into that epic over, like, that singing, that the voice has pure emotion built into it. It's not like a voice that's just doing it because it has to. It sounds like it has pure emotion built into it. And it's a song that I hear so much in my life. Just in my head. I have music going through my head all of the time because I listen to music for so many hours a day that music just gets trapped inside of it. And this song specifically has so much meaning to me, as it's always there whenever there's an emotional moment happening in the Berserk anime, and when I have things that are emotionally happening to me or things that I find beautiful, I just hear this song all the time in my life. It's something that's really meaningful to me, you know. It's not something that most people would find that inspiring, I guess, unless you've seen the anime and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I know I'm not the only person who feels that way, as I've read comments on the videos, and I listen to this song so much, just randomly, just on repeat for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. The song is just beautiful and emotional, and it inspires me. You know what I mean? You know when something is so beautiful and amazing, it's just inspiring. That's exactly what this song means to me. It's just beautiful and awesome, and so simple yet emotional as fuck. Either way, man, I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for spilling my guts out a little bit, but I know you guys love music almost as much as I do, right? So I may as well share the shit that gets really emotionally deep with me, and things that bring tears to my eyes, things that affect me in my real life, and songs that really, really, really resonate with me. Either way, man, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon, and I will catch you guys in the very, very next video. Until then, have a wonderful day. Take it easy.